How are things doing in the Ripple and XRP communities? Welcome back, everyone. It's around 9 o'clock last like a 43 over here in beautiful Southwest Florida, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm aware that my day has been rather eventful. I've been dealing with the insurance companies for Carfax, and as you know, I was sitting at a red light. If you didn't listen to this morning's video, sitting at a red light, and what do you know, this lady comes flying in behind, smokes me right in the back, destroyed my bumper and the entire trunk. It's a nightmare, people. I smacked my head on the steering wheel and landed on my cheek. I observed the comment, but the lady dared to ask if she may leave since she had a doctor's appointment. Are you serious? I've never heard such nonsense in my life, and I'm going to be ranting about it for a long time. Because I am astounded. They're tense. This lady asks me if she can leave because she has a doctor's appointment, not because she's checked my car or screwed it up, because she says she forgot to hit a damn brake. One of the most crucial things to remember when driving in is to hit the brake. How can you manage to forget to take a break? She had to have hit me. She had to be leaving by 2030. I like that she was flying. I'm almost about to walk out to hit the guy in front of me. However, it is a nightmare. You know how dealing with insurance companies is less important than going to the doctor tomorrow. I do have a tremendous headache above my brow that extends up into my hairline. I'm unable to get rid of a tunnel or high drain power assistance. Nones are killing my neck and upper back. Extremely stiff. This is handled by going to the doctor tomorrow. Let's have a look around and see what's going on. But it won't halt the show because the show has to go on. And also in this video, I have a fantastic clip for you from James Wireless. We'll listen to some of it. For those of you who are unfamiliar with him, he works for Ripple and deals with central bank digital currencies. He was on the Digital Euro Pound Foundation webinar or podcast, whichever you want, earlier today. We'll go over it because he's made some huge screaming comments that you need to hear. So, without further ado, let's get started. The overall cryptocurrency market cap is down to around 1.63 trillion, compared to 1.44 trillion previously. Bitcoin's supremacy is still quite strong. Bitcoin is down 41.93%, or 2.15%. In the last 24 hours, Ethereum south 3.54% came in at $22,730. Coming in at $1,564, we find USDT and USDC both following the dollar panic, while XRP is down 3%. Coming in at 40 cents, it is struggling at the 41-cent level, and we wanted to see a close right above there. 41.42, we've got it, but it can't just hang on because it's a Bitcoin, freaking Bitcoin, so don't worry. Price is currently a distraction. And I'll keep playing this because the announcement is approaching, guys. It's just 100 white and the place is 100, but that doesn't mean 100 people didn't give me 20 people. They may be 50 people, or one person could desire all of these. This is the generation to have the Lux lines, new NFT, and new digital art that will be worth rewarding you and passing up XRP income. You will be getting XRP back monthly on these beautiful, beautiful things. You didn't want to check out the Discord. You're going to want to get involved. The spots are going to go fast. 100 whitelist spots for the public. There will be 100 spaces made aside for folks who already have members that own Generation 1. We have a little trading program going on. You'll want to check it out. Stop only holding your NFTs list and start earning something. And what do you say? Here's a gentle reminder that while Solo is just 4% of the overall supply of XRP and has a deflationary core, what you get for free by keeping Solo is 5% of the total supply of XRP and is inflationary. We are earning these tokens in exchange for keeping our Solos. Both of these projects will be incredibly fantastic. As I mentioned on the broadcast, the message is quite obvious on this channel. Allow these projects to play out. We are on the correct side. Then there's Chris Lawson, who talked of a Cambrian boom. Isn't it strange that this happened shortly before Bill Hinman's speech? Listen to what my man, Chris, has to say to us. More people around the globe now have cell phones and plumbing. And the Globe Bank believes that by 2020, every adult in the world should have a so-called bank account in their phone. I don't think we'll make it to 2020, but we'll get there in the 2020s. As a result, technology is convergent. Everyone has the device. Now we simply need to figure out how to get the system to connect them. Yes, we have many of the parts in place, but a cell phone represents two of the components, correct? It provides you with a lot of the application layer on the upper right, just like Facebook and Google on the web. It provides you with a large number of databases or ledgers via phone companies or banks at the bottom. But there's that missing layer of what is IP and what the shipping container will connect them all. And, happily, that's the portion that's being introduced. Now, when you combine that with those new apps, devices, and databases, along with an interoperability layer, bam, that changes the world overnight. And I believe we're getting close. And this will result in a Cambrian explosion of, companies here suddenly having this global platform to work on, which will make fintech so much easier. Everybody in fintech knows how difficult it is to become global, let alone within a country. That caveman explosion comes when everyone has the same tech, the same impartial ledger that they can work on. Ramadan picture, which I wish I had pulled up for you. When they were discussing the various companies, they mentioned that everything would go through the ILP. I certainly do. Chris has been unusually silent recently. I can hardly wait for this case to be filed. I believe Chris has a lot to tell us, and Johnny D believes we should applaud the congressman. I contacted dozens of senators and reps on behalf of tens of thousands of cryptocurrency owners. And he made himself available, not a member of the staff. He took the time to talk to me about the problems. I believe he sincerely desires to lead us from deep within. Yes, it does. Warren Davis here. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Gary Gensler's selective enforcement method to regulating and driving capital outside of the United States. What is the level of security? And Gary Gensler will say, oh, it's so obvious, we have the Howey test. It's not clear at all, which is why he says to come in and talk to us, and business after the firm, including FTX, comes in and talks to him. And they either don't detect anything, as they did on Celsius and who knows how many others. Or they do things that, in some cases, take years to find, and they never get around to declaring nope, this is security, or, hey, here's a no-action letter, just 3 no-action letters. So it's driving money out of our markets, so we need to draw a line that everyone understands, not just the innovators and investors, but the regular 3 no latch is one of the crazy things about all of us is guys, you have all these firms, right? Who is doing the same thing that they were doing? Celsius is one of the financing programs, correct? Coinbase was going to do the same thing that Celsius was doing with the lending thing. For some reason, both programs are the same. However, the SEC informs Coinbase they should not do it, but they should allow these people to live and do whatever they want. Nothing is stated. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's essentially taking the $1 bill and wrapping it up. And now you'd have a dollar bill if someone else had it, but you're saying, look, the dollar bill to John has security, but the dollar bill that Bill has, which he refers to as the $1 bill, does not. Hopefully, it was a sufficient illustration. I don't think it was, but you don't believe it was. I'm saying it's the same product, only a different brand name, but only for some bizarre reason. One of these is a problem that should not be happening, but the other 2 or 3 are surviving on only 3 no-action letters. I am a man. Broadcasts of Digital Perspectives. Check here James Waltz from the Digital Foundation discussing alternatives such as point-of-sale managed funds, stealing payments, and other elements of the digital power and CBD perceived stablecoins. Then some stablecoins are either deregulated or unregulated. But I believe the point here is that these are all relevant in the future. They are all coexisting. And the question now is, pre-digital, pound, what role will the digital pound play in the UK? What benefit would that provide? This is my conclusion, but I'm going to tear it up for the next 2 or 3 charts. So I believe that, not only in the UK but in every market, you must consider the many stakeholders and enablers in any form of CBD. So you have the regulatory framework, right? Or, if it is digital power and legal tender, what are the restrictions that will be imposed around who may keep it, how much they can hold, what they can use it for, and so on. So there is undoubtedly a regulatory framework dimension. There is a technological factor, and I believe that most governments are considering blockchain or DLT technology as possibly acceptable technologies for their digital currency. Various blockchain qualities will provide you with a very high level of security. Receiving also enables things like programmability, which allows the private sector to develop on top of the infrastructure. There are numerous technical issues to consider. But where the rubber meets the road, in my opinion, is in the use cases. At the end of the day, if we don't all work together to help the Bank of England determine what a digital pound would be useful for, and that digital pound is useful to people, whether that's consumers, businesses, or even the government itself, it won't be adopted, right? So, to be broadly adopted, it must provide something better than today or distinct from today. And the other thing I would say, just on this chart, is that coordination between the public and private sectors is crucial. You know, the central banks, the Bank of England's purpose is primarily around financial stability. Historically, the private sector has been far more inventive. So I believe it is vital to try to bring those two together. Extremely important. What are the applications of CBDCs? What will they be used for? How are you going to help improve the world's central banks when you haven't had a meeting with them in 456 years? Well, I believe Ripple has made progress. Why do you believe the UAE announcement will be made soon? Why do you think India and Merkle, the digital rupee, and Ripple established themselves there? It's all coming full circle, people. We know the future, we know the power of the XRP ledger, we know the interledger protocol, and we all know who Ripple is working with. There's a reason that the head of Ripple's CBDC's team and engagement, James Wallace, is out there speaking on a Digital Pound Foundation. More to come to watch them as we like to be kind to each other about legal is out there.